Welcome to MySpiritFitness. I'm Felicia Love. I'm here to share with you the beauty of yoga. My ambition is to get the 90% of the people who are watching the beautiful art form of yoga in the media off the couch. So, pardon me, today I decided to work out first, which is probably a bad idea to film because I don't want you to think that, you're gonna get this wet doing this particular workout. However, there are days that I will challenge you and we will work up a sweat. But I would like to start gently. This is the second segment, the second episode, and what I'll do is begin where I ended with the last segment, okay? I did a power walk today, and I'm thinking for those people who have had a hard day at work or who have exercised, you may feel some of the same tightness that I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to share with you a warm up and or cool down or simply a wonderful way to get your day started with a few stretches, okay? And so I'll use the stretches that we actually did the last time, beginning with easy pose. So remember I said easy pose is not only sitting still and sitting in with the legs crossed, but the objective is to have a nice erect spine. So you want to sit up, abs braced, shoulders back, and just take deep breaths. So if you'll allow me, I will cool down as you relax into this next segment. So we'll take a deep breath in. Remember pranayama, we are breathing as we're moving. So the deep breaths are slow, easy breaths. Still pulling the abs in, relaxing the back, and one more deep breath. There's something a little different that I'll do on this segment that I did not do in the last, is that I will do an easy pose with a bow. So, what that looks like is you're going to place your hands in front of you, keep the abs tucked in, and gently walk the hands forward. Once you do that, you'll feel a beautiful stretch through the lower back. If your lower back is tired after a long day at work, you want to pull the knees down so that you open the hips a little bit. And then slowly walk the hands back up. So the stretch is through the glutes and also through the inner thigh, and a beautiful stretch for the lower back. Remember, your job is to get the pose to fit your body. So if that means that your bow looks like this, that is absolutely fine. Just keep the abs tucked in. And as you become more flexible and or as the back loosens up so that you can become more flexible, you can gently walk the arms forward more and more. That feels beautiful for the entire back. Next, I would like to revisit the 90-90. So you have a 90-degree angle here and a 90-degree angle behind you. And I'm going to lift up and stretch out my hip flexors because they're pretty tight as well. You want to push the hips forward, elongate the arm, and pay attention to your shoulder blades. Pull the shoulder blades back and down into your back. You'll feel a different sensation when you do that. So here again, we want to get out of the pose as safely as we got into the pose. So deep breaths. All right. So now we'll begin where we left off. In the last episode, we left off with lion pose. This feels pretty good to me right now because I'm feeling a stretch through my quadriceps and a nice release in my knees right now. There are a couple of modifications you should be aware of. The finishing pose is generally the poses that you see conducted by those beautiful yogis who are mega flexible and are acrobatic. And if you're like I am, I'm not acrobatic. However, I do enjoy the beauty of yoga, and so I would like to share that with you. In lion's pose, the tush is generally laying on the feet, so you're actually in a seated position. However, if you have tightness through the knees or thicker hips, the hips may not come all the way down. And if that's the case, don't worry about it. Just draw your attention to the release that you actually feel in lion's pose. The next pose I'd like to share with you is downward facing dog. But before we go into that, I'd like to share with you that if you sit back into your child's pose, remember generally the tush comes all the way down to the heels, but if that's not the case for you, it's absolutely fine to walk the hands forward a little bit, bringing the hips now right in line with your knees, and then walk the hands out. So you get the sensation of child's pose. It's actually called puppy, but that's your modification. If someone is in child's and it doesn't feel good to your knees, remember you can modify by bringing the hips over the knees and stretching that back nice and long. From child's pose, all we're going to do is lean forward. And when we lean forward, this is called plank. The abs are tucked in tight, and what I notice with my students is plank will either look like this or it'll look like this. So plank is actually a nice straight line from the shoulder to the hip and or the shoulder all the way through the heels. Okay, plank. From plank, we go into downward facing dog. So, draw your attention to my heels. The heels are not lifted up, they're actually pushed down. So in downward facing dog, a couple of things to think about. I want you to go into downward facing dog and just listen to me. Drop your heels down, lift your tailbone up, draw your chest toward your legs, bring the shoulder blades into your back, so you're contracting your shoulder blades, and relax the head. So what that looks like is from plank to downward facing dog. I'm dropping my heels down, I'm lifting my tailbone up, and I'm drawing my chest toward my knees. I'm allowing my neck to hang nice and loose. Okay, so your homework assignment is to practice plank and downward facing dog more often. The more you do it, the more comfortable it will become. There is also a modification for downward facing dog if you're pregnant or also if you're hypertensive. downward facing dog might be contraindicated for you, please check with your doctor before you participate in this program or any exercise program for that matter. But you can also go into cat and cow. Okay? Cat, deep breath in, and cow, exhale out. Cat, deep breath in, and cow, exhale out. So the difference is with cat, you're rounding your back, and with cow, tailbone is lifted up. You have a slope in your lower back. There's the slope, and you're looking up gently. So that's cow. Okay? I hope that helps. Have a beautiful rest of the day. I'm Felicia Love, getting yoga to fit your body. See you next time.